Trish Regan is here. Mica Mosbacher is here. Mica, would you begin with you as a Donald Trump supporter? Was any part of you dissuaded, chagrined, angry when you heard these comments?
No, as a woman, of course, I don't condone those comments, but he has apologized to the American people. He said he wants to be a better person. It happened a long time ago. He's given his heart and soul to this country. And as a mom and as a Christian, at the heart of Christianity is forgiveness. So I certainly am not wavering in my support toward him, nor are any of his core supporters.
All right, now what do you think of those supporters, or used to be supporters, who are no longer supporters and they're turning away from him?
I think it's only going to help him. You know, you and I discussed a year ago in your program why I thought that Ted Cruz or Donald Trump would be the last man standing. It's quite simply this: the old GOP playbook isn't working. It's like Einstein's theory of crazy. We've done the same thing over and over the last several election cycles, and it's not working. These voters are really not voting on logic. It's all about emotion. They're frustrated. They're angry. The little guy on Main Street has been left behind. And Donald Trump brings hope, and he brings change. They're tired of the corruption in the DOJ. They're tired of being disenfranchised, the do-nothing Congress. They're tired of no checks and balances on the executive system. And I think that's what voters really care about. So I'm very disappointed in, for example, Paul Ryan. I heard him at the rally in Wisconsin on Saturday, and he was listing everything that was wrong with the Obama-Clinton administration, and yet he was pulling his support from Donald Trump. They're not team players.
All right. Trish Regan, if you could pipe down a second here. Your views, at first, just as a woman, on what you heard and whether Donald Trump has to do something significant tonight to reach out to women.
Yeah, well, he obviously does, Neil. I mean, as a woman, I detest what I heard. I think it's absolutely horrible, and I'm shocked by it. That said, I think that he has a supporter base that's going to continue to rally around him. As Mica points out, this is an emotional campaign. That said, emotion matters. And so tonight, he needs to reach out to women that feel as though they have been slighted in all of this, independent women that he might have had a shot with. Maybe he still can. I don't know. I mean, he's got some serious repair work to do. The problem now is, here tonight, potentially, we're going to be talking about all of these issues instead of talking about the economy, instead of talking about national security, instead of talking about the policy issues that are so important.
Which is probably why he has to put it to rest right away, because when we talk about all of these key party figures, you know, nearly 24 of whom have said, you're either not my guy or I'm going to vote for someone else. How does he arrest that? Or, to Mica's point, Trish, does he seize on that and say, well, that's the establishment for you?
Well, that probably would be politically beneficial in terms of, once again, rallying up the base. I mean, I think this whole campaign has just really changed everything. And as she pointed out accurately, the same old playbook does not work anymore. So he's got to find a way to thread this needle, and it's a very, very difficult needle to thread because he's insulted so many people. But, you know, Neil, he's done it before. He's managed to kind of be that comeback kid, to use a Clinton phrase.
Every time someone has counted him out, he comes back.
He comes back. So the question is, can he sort of massage this through here tonight? Can he say something that deflects it, maybe with a little bit of humor, with a little bit of an apology, that enables him to move on? I don't know. I think that, again, independent women that were on the fences are going to say, I don't know if this is the guy that I want representing me and my daughters. That's his challenge tonight.
Yeah, that's what he's got to try to do. You know, Mica, your thoughts on how much is devoted to this? If Donald Trump comes right at the gate and says, I'm very sorry, and gives a full act of contrition on this, is that enough? Or does he use the potential nuclear option, if Hillary Clinton makes a big deal of it, to say, well, I said some awful things, your husband did some awful things? You know, that's the next way you could take it.
Well, I'm speaking as a woman. I'd really like for him to stay away from accusing Bill Clinton of his behavior, because I think that shows sympathy for Hillary as a woman. I think it would be better that he apologize and take responsibility for himself, not try to deflect it. Don't go down that path.
Because his people's route has always been to say she enabled this behavior and she spoke out and targeted the women who said awful things about him. You just think that that would be a mistaken path to go down?
Hell hath no fury like a scorned woman.
All right. Well put. All right, the ladies, will see how that goes.